Hey guys, so I'm back. I'm back at this spot that I'm gonna work today out here. It's a pretty big gravel bar. I was out here doing a sample a while back. Dry washing this year has been challenging with all the rain we've been having. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna come in here. I got 25 buckets in the truck. I'm gonna try to pack out 25 buckets, get the stuff home. Get to drying it over there, so I'll show you some of that. So here's this pile that I want to snag from. Here's some dry washer tailings. There's dry washer tailings just all over here. But yeah, plan is to just grab a bunch of buckets, take the buckets home, get the stuff ran. Then of course, per club rules, I have to bring all those 25 buckets back. So you know, that sounds like a big pain in the butt, but you know, usually when you live in a residential neighborhood or wherever you may live, you don't have anywhere to throw those buckets. So, I mean, bringing the buckets back isn't that bad of a thing. So I'm gonna try to attempt to classify most of this material, at least down to half. I was able to get the truck closer. I had to move a bunch of dead trees and crap all out of the way so I could get in here. But I'm gonna grab the classifier, get these buckets, and me and the perra here, we're gonna get to work. We're on bucket number 4 now. Chopping through it pretty quick. Bucket 4, about 15 minutes, so that's not too bad. I had to have these buckets hauled out of here pretty quick, get them back home. The material's kind of wet, so I can't really bring my dry washer out here. But let me get back at it, guys. There's the first 2. Probably gonna need to take a little water break here pretty quick. Thanks to good friends in the painting business. Went up and met with JoJo the other day. He brought me a bunch of Sherwin-Williams Pro paint buckets. I'm always down to take buckets off people's hands. Shoot, there's times I see them on the side of the road and I pull over and pick them up on the side of the goddamn road. Let me get the other buckets over here. Número 3 y 4. El 5. Woo! Number 9 and 10. Man, this stuff is whooping me. 35 minutes in, got 10 buckets. Let me get these organized in the back of the truck. I'm gonna take a little break, get some water in me. These gnats are starting to get out here. They're really starting to bug, so give me a few minutes, I'll be back. Numero 15. 1 hour, 15 buckets. 10 more to go. Ought to have it done here in about 30-40 minutes or so. I was walking back over here to my spot over there and spotted this. Can you guys see it? Oh, I know this camera doesn't pick it up very good, but look at this right here. Yeah. Nice little chunk of some pine tar fell off this tree. This stuff makes some really good fire starter. Whenever I see it on the ground somewhere, or I see a nice big chunk of something like that, I'll go up there and harvest it out of there and go home and take it and put it in a jar. So we'll take this piece over here, bring it back to the truck, and throw it in one of these buckets, save it for later. Pine sap is a great natural resource. You can make, like I said, fire starters out of it. I also make these salves out of it that you can put if you got a splinter in your finger. You can put that on there, throw a band-aid over the top, and it'll pull the splinter out. Good stuff to harvest whenever you can get a chance to do it. Number 20. More bucket abuse. This baby came apart on me when I was carrying it over here. Gonna have to throw this son of a buck away. It's got all kinds of cracks. Truck is getting pretty full. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to fit 25 in here. Maybe. Let me do some bucket arranging and see what I can get done here. Number 24. 25 won't fit in the truck. Can only squeeze 24 in here today. 1 hour, 28 minutes. Not too shabby. Whew, I'm breathing hard. It's hotter than a firecracker out here, but let me show you. Always gotta have a guard dog around. This is the pile over here. This is my spoil pile from classifying. That's in this area where I was digging. I already kind of filled in that hole. I already kind of reclaimed that hole. Kind of already reclaimed that one, so it doesn't look just so bad. Still a lot of good material in here. If I came and got 25 buckets, there's at least 100 buckets in here. So this will probably end up being one of my little projects. Usually when I do these bigger projects, I don't really film them a lot. It's just so much work and try to record them and do all of this stuff. Usually my videos are quick little hit and runs that I go do. But I figured on this one I'd shoot through it. It may end up being a part 1 and a part 2. We'll see how that goes. Here's what the back of the truck looks like. It's totally full with material. We will get the stuff home here in a sec. So guys, I'll see you when we get over there. Got back to the house. I'm trying to keep this dirt dry. Of course, you know, it's been wet summer. So I'm gonna get this dirt thrown in a couple big containers that I have that I use to keep stuff dry, so I can just dry wash it here at my house. Throw all 24 buckets in here. Place to keep this stuff so that it stays dry. Then if I'm feeling froggy, I'll take all this out, classify it into quarter. Whenever you take some dirt with your hand and if you squash it down like this and little dirt clods remain behind, that tells you it's still a little too moist to run in the dry washer. There's 24 buckets right there. It filled it up right to the brim, perfect. So we will get that put on top of there. Try to keep that stuff dry. Throw that mat over it just for the heck of it. There's my army of buckets from that haul there. Have a couple victims that I'm gonna have to throw away. But guys, it's thunder and lightning are off in the distance. It's coming down, it's sprinkling pretty good. So I'll be back probably tomorrow to get all this classified to quarter into a different bin here. And then from this bin, we'll set up the dry washer right here and get it all ran. So I'm back. I've been classifying it into this bin. I've been using this plastic container to scoop out a little bit like that. Run it over the metal detector. If I get any big hits on it, I pour that into a different bucket. I'll just deal with that later on. And then throw it into the classifiers and trying to get this stuff ran. Then I take all this half to quarter material, throw it in this wheelbarrow because you know my driveway always needs gravel, so that's always a good thing. That's a byproduct at least of doing all this. At least I get a little bit of free gravel. So here's that bin. It's about 2/3 of the way empty. I'm starting to get some real moist stuff down here on the bottom. I'll explain that here in a sec. Here's my wheelbarrow of 1/4 to 1/2. That's probably about 4 or 5 buckets alone just to that. This is a 55-gallon plastic barrel. I probably have 50 gallons in here that's left over. It's been nice and sunny, but it's starting to get partly cloudy like it always does in the afternoon. So I'll probably wrap it up, cover this stuff up again, let it kind of hopefully dry out. On this lid here, it seals pretty tight, and all of the moisture will precipitate out of the dirt, will go up to the top of the lid, will condense on top of the lid on the inside, forming condensation, and then it'll just drip down the next day, so you never get any moisture removed from here. So when I close the lid up, I'll always put this little shovel in here just to kind of leave the lid open a little bit so that at least maybe some of that air can remove, because I bet you this stuff would be about I bet you it'd be about 70% or so. You can feel the humidity in here. So yeah, this stuff's gonna have to be ran through the dry washer 2 or 3 times before it even gets dry enough. But for now, we're gonna put this project on hold, get inside. It's Sunday. I'll just come back when we go to start dry washing this stuff. Oh yeah, baby, we got some production. Finally got all of this stuff. Let me turn this off real quick. I had my King controller and the damn thing broke on me. I had to make these things. I had to make these things on the fly. Lucky I keep that stuff around, but here's the dry washer. I got all the material over there. After it runs through the dry washer, it goes into this tub. I take this tub, bam, throw it in the wheelbarrow. That's what I'm going to fill the buckets back up with to take them back to the claim. But this container here that was all full at one time, it is empty as heck. I classified it down into here, and then it was still pretty moist when I did that. So I've been drying it out in these bins like this. I just throw it out here in the sun and get the stuff dry. Guys, it's been about 3 weeks since I even got to work on this. I just had some stuff at work and just busy and other little projects going on. But after I dried it from these bins, then I threw it into this 35 gallons. So all this stuff here is bone dry. And that's what you saw running in the dry washer. So this is how we get it on over here when I got a larger project with a lot more material. Guys, let me get back at it. I'm doing this over here after work. And got a lot of work to do. Haven't had a chance to really work on this. So I'm going to probably try to run as much of this material as I can tonight. Get my cons bucket full. I'll be back here after a while, guys. I lit that baby up after work and we just got right on it. It was pretty late in the afternoon and sun was going down pretty quick, but I stayed the course. I stayed out here late after the sun went down and finished up all the buckets, but the damn GoPro got too hot and so it conked out on me and I didn't even know it was off. But anyway, it's the next day, guys. I got a feeling that this video is starting to get a little bit long. Let me show you what I pulled out of there. Here's the stuff from riffle 1 through 5. Here's the stuff riffle 5 through 9. I'm just gonna pan it out. I probably should run it in the sluice, but I'll just throw it in this old pan, and I'll be back when I get it all panned down. Did not expect to find this big old mess in here. We got 22 shells and dang wire and pieces of junk, but look at all that. Look at all that shiny in there. That stuff's looking, this is some nicer, bigger, chunkier pieces. There's a lot of tiny little ones over here on this end. So I'll get this cleaned up. Let me hop on the other stuff. I'll be back. There's the stuff from riffle 5 through 9. It's got a lot more finer looking gold in here, but I sure don't like that piece. That's a big piece. That should have been caught on the first riffles, but somehow or another it got floated down. So I'm gonna get this stuff finished up and get it on a scale. All right, here we are. At the scale. There's the crew. There's the gold. We're gonna throw this up on here, and we'll press the tear, pour this good stuff in there. .17, .18, so that was 24 buckets, guys. Almost a 20th a gram. So I figured there's about 100 buckets more over there. That's gonna end up being, this haul would probably end up being about 3/4 of a gram. It only takes me about an hour and a half to go get 25 buckets. So that's not that long, but processing it all and all of the hours to dry wash over here, I'm not so sure that that's the greatest place in the world, but I'll keep it in mind anyway. I'm sure I'll go back at some point or another when it just seems to be right to go there. But anyhow, guys, hit that subscribe button if you would, and I hope you guys have a good day, afternoon, or evening out there. Goldpan Suntan is out.